fanatics. We are at Sunshine Tidings Co Op. This was a viewer request. Didn't really give me much to go on other than they wanted to see me do a build here at Sunshine Tidings and had to have something to do with farming. So, yeah, we have a little bit of a farm thing going on here behind the walls. So let's jump right into this. So, did a nice little basic stacked stone wall around the entire perimeter. Of course, I'm using mods to make it much, much larger than it would be. And as you can see, we have a guard that should be up in his little tower there. But I decided to try something a little different. Same thing with this guy. He's supposed to be way up in there. So let's see if I can take him and put him where he should be. There you go, buddy. So I decided to try something a little different. Like I said, instead of just constantly doing guard towers like at the very tops and the insides of the walls, I decided to incorporate them actually into the walls themselves. So I took out a panel here and there and built these little guard tower-y, sheddy type things, which you'll get a better look once we actually head on inside. Out here we have a couple of standard raider type guards, which you'll understand in a little while why we have raider guards. We've got a little bit of a secret going on in this place, and just because this is bugging me, I'm going to put this guy where he should be. I'm sure in all the towers they're not where they're supposed to be, which is typical for, Bugthesda. So here we have a very fancy schmancy door and some stairways and some giant, stone pillars on each side. I think that's courtesy of S.C.R.A.P, as well as the top part there. I think pretty much all of it is S.C.R.A.P except for the door itself. I think that comes from a different one. Don't know which mod off the top of my head. I have several that have things that look just like that. But I took the sign from off one of the buildings inside there and stuck it out here so everybody knows what's going on. Now, before we even head in there, I do have some sad news. The little hippie robot that was running around in here, whose name escapes me, I had to dead him. The whole time I was building this place for hours on them, all he kept saying was, "Whoa, far out, man." And I don't know, after about 6 hours straight of that, I finally had to kill him. I mean, I probably could have just deactivated him, but I was just so beyond that it was time to, snuff him out. So, there's our fancy little door, and as you can see, this is a green oasis of a settlement. I really, really went to town in this place. I have to admit, this is not some place I've ever really built before because it just, I don't know, never really inspired me. It always seemed kind of dull and boring in a sense, I guess. But since it was a viewer request, I decided to take another stab at it and try to funk it up a little bit. So yeah, so using snappy builds, I put green grass everywhere. I raised up the garden beds and put tons and tons of veggies all over the place. So here's the other side of the entryway. Up here should be one or two guards, I think. No, we got two that, are just holding something. I'm just going to leave it at that. So anyway, over here, have the backside view of one of the guard towers. Oh, I never filled that in to fix that. Anyway, you can kind of see my little line right there where my grass is and where it's supposed to be, etc. So yeah, I used two different sections. One is this part here, which I think either CVC or Homemaker, one of the two has these guys here that gives you this rampway as well as the stand part and some of the floor. And then I took like a standard, not really standard, but shack walls and shack roof and kind of made my own little guard tower out of it. And so you can see, yeah, we stick through the wall and we can get a better view of the sides and whatnot, so that works out pretty well. And I kind of did it in a couple places. I did one here as well where the guard is probably on the outside, and another one or two down that way, so it changes things up, makes it a little bit different. So yes, we have green everywhere, green as far as you can see. We got some wheelbarrows with a bunch of veggies in here that they've been harvesting. They're hard at work. I decided to leave most of the buildings that were already here alone. I just kind of fixed them up, and in some cases completely replaced all the walls and whatnot to kind of make them a little nicer when you get up there, because those are that cabin there and that cabin there for the bosses. The rest are for the help. And so over here, I decided to keep this little shack here as well. Kind of fix this up a little bit differently, put some dirt floor in here to make it look like, you know, the inside of a shack would look, because you wouldn't really have grass growing in here. There's no water, and there's no sunlight really, other than the holes in the walls, so just kind of made it like a little bit of a little storage shed, which is basically what it's supposed to be. And as you can see, yes, I did repair all the cabins so that they have full roofs and walls and doors and the whole shebang. So, I don't know, I guess we'll head over in this direction. Start off with one of these big main buildings. So in here we have kind of, I don't know, a mishmash of machinery and weapons and ammo production, which doesn't really fit with the whole garden theme type thing, but this is kind of their little side hustle, I guess. And like I said, there's a couple of secrets in this place. So anyway, they're doing a little bit of manufacturing, so I threw in a whole bunch of machineries and some stocked shelves full of ammo and weapons and whatnot. And coming out here, we have some more greenery, and I decided to leave the outhouse just because, I don't know, it fit. It was fine the way it was. I mean, yeah, we got a little messed up leg there. I had thought about trying to do a repair on it, but I said, you know what, let's just leave it. It adds a lot of character to this place, and so I just I left it. I had at one point considered maybe replacing the door there, but decided, why not, just leave it. We do have a functional windmill here that is providing water. It is pumping water up from the ground. There's another look at one of the guard towers. You can actually see the base on it a little bit better. And same thing, just kind of added the walls and the roofs to that as well. Water tower doesn't really serve a purpose, I don't think. I don't think it provides any water, or maybe it does. I really don't remember. Retaining walls. Putting the grass down on this place was beyond difficult because of the height terrain changes constantly throughout this whole place. The elevation just went up and down and all over the place. And there are slanted pieces, but I couldn't make up for some of the steeper ones. And in some cases where I kind of could, it still didn't really fit. It wasn't making much sense. So it just made more sense to put in like these awesome retaining walls and use that to kind of create levels. So over here we have more gardening. We do have a couple of makeshift scarecrows, some more wheelbarrows, and a random guard that is not supposed to be here, I don't think. I think I assigned him to one of the towers over there, but I think that's out of bounds, so that's probably why he's just kind of chilling here. In here, I replaced the entire roof section of this place, as well as any of the walls that were had holes that were way too big, so that this is a little bit nicer. And just kind of stuck a bunch of junk in here, because we already had the workbench here. So I kind of just made this like a hodgepodge of building materials and all kinds of stuff like that. So more of what you would see for just like a regular shed. Put in a couple of new doors. Thought I'd put in auto closing doors. Whoa, that dude like moonwalking like Michael Jackson. So anyway, decided to leave that sign, even though I already killed the robot. His name escapes me, but not very important. Like I said, after so many hours of just far out and whoa, man, I had to get rid of him. So inside the shack, I've kept it very, very simple because these people aren't exactly here on their own terms, I guess. I decided to make this sort of kind of like, I don't know, a slave camp in a sense, where they're not exactly slaves, but they're not exactly free. They're just kind of here at the commune, and the guards, you know, protect them, but at the same time keep them here. So essentially, we just have, you know, the basics of what you would need. So a simple table, couch, and some beds to make sure that everybody can sleep. And then you'll get one single fan with one single light. And over here we have a couple of shacks that are in the process of being built. So we have ourselves a little cement mixer, complete with cement inside it. That's courtesy of Woody's Wasteland, as well as the building materials and the sawhorses there, etc. And yeah, just kind of, you know, try to make it look like they were building some new shacks for some purpose. Don't know what, but they're under construction, and so there they are. We even got a little tool belt that's not attached the way it's supposed to. Let's see if we can get it over here a little better. Come on. Yeah. No, not it. How's that? No. Right. Oh. Push it in just a little bit. That works. Okay. Onward. Trees everywhere. And some more gardening. I basically used all of the garden beds that were already here, as you can see, and just kind of lifted them up and moved them where I needed them to be, and then filled them with tons and tons of veggies and whatnot. So as you can see in here, same exact thing, basic living quarters with nothing too fancy, a couch and basic little tiny table. These guys are playing some checkers, drinking a new Coca-Cola. Over here I decided to try and change up the outside texture a little bit and went with the pier walls instead of the typical cabins and whatnot, just to make things a little more interesting, so it's not exactly cookie cutter. In here, little bit more fancier. They have their own little kitchen table and coffee table over there and a couple of chairs, etc. And then as you move along and start to ascend upwards, we start to get a little more fancier. Decided to leave all the silos in place because they fit perfectly, as well as those big honkin' ones way in the back, and actually more or less incorporated those into the big building in the back there, which we will get to soon. Courtesy of Woody's Wasteland, we have a stump and some axe and firewood, and we need firewood because this place has its own fireplace. So as you can see, the leaders of this place definitely are living large in comparison to the others. We got a couple little kitchen tables here, a dining table. We have a stove and a fire stove place thingy to help keep warm, and we even have functioning water. Again, most of these decorations, pretty much all of them, I think, are courtesy of Woody's Wasteland, except for maybe the chairs and these tables and whatnot. But all the cabinets, that type of stuff, all Woody's Wasteland. And there you go. So that's leader shack number 1. And over here we have the even fancier one made out of brick. And he's got himself a couple of functioning little chimney pipes going on there. And he's got the same thing with some axes and firewood. We do have some functional chimney pipes over there as well. This one's got even some more greenery. He's got a couple of shrubby thingies. So inside here we have the really fancy one. This is the guy that really runs the whole place. He's got the nice fireplace with the red brick there. Nice dining table with some candles. Big supply of Nuka-Cola and all kinds of alcohol. Got himself a little cooking stove and a nice little bed and a nice little living space. So this guy's definitely living large. And yeah, I used Snappy builds to create this one. I used the basic foundation for the Sunshine Tidings cabin, and then decided to go even further outside the box with using some of the brick walls from Snappy builds to kind of really make it look a little nicer. Here's a back view of the chimney. We got a little stack up there that's puffing out some smoke. That is courtesy, I believe the smoke is from SOE, I think does that. So back here, I kind of ran out of the ability to make the green grass over such like a tall section like this. Like this is what I was talking about with the slopes. Like this is my tallest sloped grass, and it would never match this, so I just kind of decided to leave this as is. And again, put some guard shacks back here with Bugthesda doing their thing with them falling through. And so yes, back here we have another building, and like I said, I incorporated it so that these giant, I don't know, holding silo thingies are supposed to look like they're pretty much attached to it. And so let's go ahead and head on inside and take a look at what we got going on. So we have some ramps here because this is where the people come with the wheelbarrows after they've filled them with their vegetables. And we come right inside here and we have all kinds of machinery and hoppers, and there's supposed to be a couple of guards in here. I think I see one of them, their head moving right over there. Maybe, or I thought I saw something. They probably fell through the ground as usual. Anywho, they come in here and they deposit their veggies here into the vacuum hopper, which then sends it down this way, and over this way, and up into there, and then gets into the next little collector hopper thingy, and then into the elevator, which then takes it and drops it into the giant, I don't know, processing, packing machinery. Oh, see, I told you, I thought I saw one of them up here. So, these people are supposed to be here because they don't really want anybody, actually, no, I think it was supposed to be here. Yeah, you're supposed to be there. You are supposed to be there, and you pretty much there because we have a big secret going on in this place. So, yeah, we have all these finished goods coming out, all these canned goods of all the food that they go plopping into there. And so once it comes up there and goes up in here, we come up the stairs, and here's our big surprise. We have dead bodies in here. So they're taking people that they're killing, mixing it with the veggies and making, I don't know, Soylent Green. They're doing something that isn't exactly copacetic with the world out there. And so we got another couple of bodies in here, some body parts, lots of blood and veggies, and they're taking it all, processing it, and canning it up, and then, I don't know, selling it to the public, I guess. That's kind of my whole theme, I guess, for the thing here, and so there you go. So, yes, this was a viewer request for Sunshine Tidings with my own sick and twisted, weird twist on it. I don't know what else to tell you, but there you go. So I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this. The person who requested this, let's go ahead and take a little aerial view of the compound so you can see what's going on here and see just how much work I really put into this place. I mean, it's a fairly short tour, but it took me many, many hours just to do the grass alone. Once I was finally satisfied with how that looked, the rest of the place kind of just fell into place, I guess, for lack of a better word. I think I started with basically doing the perimeter wall, which is one of my first steps typically with a settlement, and just kind of worked my way inward. And like I said, I'd wanted to keep all of the original buildings and just kind of modify them slightly or fix them back up so that they fit a little better, and there we go. So yeah, this is Sunshine Tidings Co Op, a viewer request, and I hope you who requested it are happy and are, I don't know, like it. If not, tough. If you do, great. So there you go. Coming up next week not next week, but the next settlement video, Coastal Cottage. That is another viewer request with a, I don't know, kind of the same thing where just little basic instructions as to what they wanted to see, and then I'm free reign to do whatever I wanted, and definitely tried something different that I have never done before, so it's actually quite interesting. I think you guys are going to really enjoy that one. Live streaming event is coming up in a couple of weeks. That is going to be April 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you that have been watching my Let's Build series, that's going to be the finale for the Teffington Boathouse Let's Build that I've been doing. So April 6th. If something comes up and I cannot make that date, I will make an announcement, and hopefully the rain date will be April 7th, which is a Sunday, the very next day. But same thing, 2 p.m., regardless of whether it's Saturday or Sunday, but so far I have it booked for basically Saturday, so be there or be square. Once we do the finale, we are moving on to the next Let's Build location, which is Adam Cat's Garage. Got a lot of cool plans for that place. And that's going to do it for this episode. I will see you all very soon. Until next time, don't get irradiated.